we'll tether us how to not use persistent variables for this, but we'll do a quick sort of sessional. How do I make sure players, if they just rejoin, don't get straight back into the world? I think that's something some people might be quite keen on. So what we're going to do, very simply, is we're going to bring in an array. So if we scroll up a little bit, we just jump into here. So we're going to go and I think they call it like cheap players. And we're going to do it like as a string, because if the player enters the world, we can't really keep mining around as such. So that their names are going to be good enough. So kicked players, which has the type of string array, which needs to be initialized to, well, nothing. There's all sorts of problems that you might have dealing with sort of persisted strings anyway. I've heard of people trying to use mod tools and accidentally banning themselves. It's like, well, at least this mitigates that issue a little bit. So if you do accidentally press the wrong button, then at least you just start a new session and go from there. So you can also like get it, and I'll leave this to your imaginations, that you can bring in sort of like little checks in these just to make sure that your the issuer and the target player name are the same, and don't allow it to actually like kick people. That means you can't accidentally kick yourself. And that's a good thing to work in. But again, I won't go through that. Then trying to keep this as simple as possible and as complete as possible without going down to gold plating to many, many levels. But again, if anyone's got any questions, please do drop stuff fine. It will give me inspiration to create future videos on this. Okay, so we've got our kicked players array. So when we kick a player, the idea is we want to add them to that array. So we've got to find the bit where we kick players. And let's do that. So when we kick the player, we basically need to say this. And I think probably the best way to do this is to push to play in. So we're going to say, actually, let's just do this dot kicked. Oops, this dot kicked players. Oops, I'm sorry, I don't know why that happened. This dot kicked players dot push. And we're going to add. We're going to add the target in, okay? So target. But remember, it's not a player info. We're actually going to put in the target dot name. But we're also going to say, well, hang on. This, I guess it's going to be this includes target dot name. Oops. Yeah. Oops. Hello. I'm just making all kinds of errors here. But remember, we've got to negate this. We're saying if the array does not kernel target dot name, it's completely about something. Readable horizon property. Oh. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's target info dot name. Yeah, because again, we've already got the name and the target info property that's being passed in. That is a player info. I'm sorry. That's the ease of it down. Our best basis thing if the player doesn't already exist, let me exclamation mark. If the player isn't in there, we need to add them in there. And then what we're going to do is under the release, we're going to remove them. Because again, when you release a player, you need to sort of take them out of there. So how we're going to do that is we're going to use that same filter trick, okay? So we're going to say, now actually I can scoot down and grab that. Look at this. Yeah, it's similar, right? Similar, different. So I just stolen that little bit of script from an on-player exit world, which removes that lentini from a list. I'm going to paste that in there. Now there removes this players in world bit here, which is actually kicked players. So this dot kicked players is equal to this dot kicked players, where we'll say for the item, because the item is a string, don't forget that, so hover over that. Yeah, it's a string because it's a list of string, not player info. Is equal to, I think it's target info dot name. You can get rid of that. So we're basically returning a list of everyone in that list minus the person who's being released. So that's good. And if there's any duplicates in there as well, that'll help it clean up. I'd say it's a slightly heavier, but probably more reliable way of doing it over than getting the source index of something and having to worry about whether it needs to have one or more items returned. If anyone knows what I mean by that. So that's making sure we maintain that list for the session. But then there is a last bit as well. And what we do is when the player enters the world, okay, we need to put in something in here. So that's the exit world, I'm sorry. You enter the world, we're going to say, if, unless we go check if it's actually in the list. So we're going to say this dot kicked dot players includes, now, the dot set dot name go get. And we need to kick the player. Should play out. Well, there is a bit of a problem with that. Yeah, because that command is set up to actually check if it's a moderator firing it. So what we're going to do, it's a bit cheeky, okay? We're on line 152 right now there. We're going to just steal this stuff here, okay? And it's not the best, guys. I'll do it your eyes. But what we're going to do is when the player comes in, if they're still in the kick list, we're going to take the spawn, which is the jail spawn, okay? Then we're going to say, fix the player over there and need them. And let's just stop them rejoining, okay? If they rejoin, it'll move them straight to the jail. So we're going to test that now. Just let that script recompile the back and it's just thinking about it. And then I'm going to hit restart at the top. And let's see if this works. Check. All right, so now remember, can't get the bot to use this on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the bot over here. I mean, just keep calling it a bot. It's just a preview player. Brilliant. So I'm going to Alakazam you now. You ready? I kicked you. Oh, wait. Thread builder is not listed. So let me just refresh this a sec. And wrong. That's okay. I can now see. Sorry, it's needed a rejoin. That's fired the world rejoin. That's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you to jail. So thread builder, you are kept. Goodbye. Great. Shit. And now I leaves the world as thread builder. This is unfortunately going to reset the world. It's not a great way to test this. I know actually because there's another player in here. I'm okay. So if I now come back in, yeah. So basically, thread builder just left and rejoined the same session. And because she's in the kicked session list, it's automatically muted her and moved her to jail cell, which is wonderful. That's what we want. That is what we want, guys. Okay. Well, I think to be honest, I'm pretty leave it there. I think that's probably enough for now. We could add invisibility checks to make things invisible to users who can't see them. But for now, I recommend, if you're going to use this, hide it in the staff room or something. To be honest, only people who put in the moderators can actually click the buttons on it anyway. It's a very simple tool. Like I said, I didn't want to, this was quite a long tutorial. I didn't want to go on for sort of days. It's already gone for quite a long time. But I hope this is helpful. Please do, if you're still watching this at this point, click the like button. Drop me a comment and do consider subscribing. I try and drop sort of thoughts of the day on the post section of all my main media accounts. But yeah, I hope that was useful, guys. I really do. Yeah, see you soon. Thank you.